Hello and welcome to India Today SoSouth. I am Mahesh Chitnis. Today we are going to discuss about the impact of the Lok Sabha elections on the Karnataka government and what will happen after June 4. Time and again, Karnataka BJP leaders have claimed that the Congress government in the state would fall after the Lok Sabha elections. The issue has now gained more traction after Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde on May 12th claimed that the Nath Operation, similar to that in Maharashtra, would take place in Karnataka after the Lok Sabha polls that is on June 4th.
हा कोण आहे एकनाथ शिंदे? कर्नाटकमध्ये मी आता गेलो होतो सभेला, ते बोले आमच्याकडे पण नाथ ऑपरेशन करायचं आहे. नाथ ऑपरेशन म्हणजे काय? बोले तुम्ही केलं ते एकनाथ शिंदे, एकनाथ म्हणजे नाथ ऑपरेशन. कर्नाटकमध्ये पण आपल्यासारखंच काहीतरी चालू आहे. लोकसभेच्या नंतर तिकडे होईल. ते म्हणाले तुमचा अनुभव आम्हाला कामी येईल. ठीक आहे बोले, येतो मी तिकडे.
So, what is Nath Operation? In brief, the Nath refers to the second part of Maharashtra CM Eknath Shinde's name. In 2022, Eknath Shinde, who was the minister in Uddhav Thackeray government, broke away from the Mahavikas Aghadi coalition comprising of Shiv Sena, Congress, and NCP. This led to the resignation of Uddhav Thackeray as the chief minister of Maharashtra. Later, Shinde joined hands with the BJP and became the chief minister. The Congress leaders, meanwhile, in Karnataka, including Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and several other ministers, have dismissed the possibility of MLAs switching their loyalties. The Congress government in Karnataka is comfortably placed with 135 MLAs plus an MLA backing as an independent. Meanwhile, the BJP is at 66 and its ally JDS at 19. So, will the BJP manage to destabilize the Congress government in Karnataka? If that happens, will it be due to internal Congress threat or some other factors? To discuss this and more, we have with us senior journalist Ramkrishna Upadhyay and Professor Chambi Puranik, who is a political analyst. Thank you very much for joining us on this discussion. My first question is to Mr. Ramkrishna. The Maharashtra CM openly said that the Karnataka BJP leaders have sought his help in Nath Operation. What do you make out of it? And are we heading to another change of government in Karnataka?
Well, Mesh, this kind of kite flying, I think, begins once the results come out. So we are all waiting for the results. Of course, it's about less than a month away now to have the results, and we will know the position. I think until there's a clear picture about how many seats the Congress wins, how many seats the BJP wins, we will not be able to say anything on this issue right now. But I think Eknath Shinde is trying to fish in troubled waters, I would say, because he hopes that the Congress will be in disarray with this kind of naturally it creates some ruffles within the party. I think the Congress party is hoping that it will do very well. In fact, Siddaramaiah and others have been saying that they will get between 15 and 20 seats. I traveled around quite a bit in both South Karnataka and North Karnataka. And the impression I got was, Congress is doing much better than what they did in 2019. Definitely better, because they got just one seat. And this time, one has to see how many seats they will be able to get. The gap between BJP and the Congress is so huge. I mean, look at the 2019 elections when the BJP won by more than 1 lakh margin in 19 seats out of 28. So, which means, they have a huge gap to cover to defeat the BJP candidates. But the situation has changed quite a bit after the Siddaramaiah government came into power. And we all know that they came riding on those 5 guarantees. So it is the same guarantees they have been peddling around in this election as well, hoping that it will give them a second round of, applause from the people. But whether it will happen or not, I think only on June 4th we'll get to know. But the sense that I got when I traveled around was that women are very happy with the, the schemes that have been implemented. Especially the free bus scheme, 2,000 rupees for women, and many of them have got. In fact, I would say that Siddaramaiah government has been able to successfully implement probably maybe up to 70%.
Okay.
It was there, and there is a certain amount of satisfaction with what has happened, because you see, it has empowered women in the sense, they now don't need to ask their husbands or sons for the money, and they can go wherever they want to. That kind of freedom that has been given. And also,
Okay.
to emphasize this, what the Sidramaya government did was to reissue this guarantee cards. I mean, subtly telling the people, look, we have given you this, and we will continue to give you this, provided you vote for us. That
Okay.
was a kind of subtle message one could see, and one has to see what kind of impact it has on the election outcome.
Okay, right. Mr. Professor Puranik, how do you see Eknath Shinde's statement? The BJP leaders, especially like Vijaypur MLA Basangada Patil Yatnal, Ramesh Jarkioli, and just yesterday R. Ashaka have claimed that the Congress government in Karnataka would fall after the elections. How do you make it out?
Well, I mean, taking it forward from Ramkrishna Upadhyaya, I think initially the Congress government had impressed the people of Karnataka in the euphoria of 2023 elections where they got 135. That's okay. But as on, the time moved on, I think mere guarantees will not definitely help them in the Lok Sabha elections, because the choice is then the choice was between the Yediyurappa group and the Congress leadership. That's kind of a combined kind of approach or canvas they did it. But in Lok Sabha, the very pitch of the campaign itself is the choice between Modi and the state government Siddaramaiah. Apart from guarantees, I agree with Ramkrishna Upadhyaya slightly that people, especially women, are happy. But other than this, there is no a kind of development or the visible kind of the effect of first term of Siddaramaiah that is not felt there. So within Congress itself, there are four groups, Mahesh. The first group is led by Siddaramaiah, second group by DK Shivakumar, third group by Jarkiwale, who is a very, very strong contender, and fourth one is Parameshwara, who was definitely, he still remembers that he was humiliated by Siddaramaiah, and by whatever circumstances he has become chief minister. So I think this Lok Sabha election itself is going to be a litmus test for that. So in the context of this, Mr. Eknath Shinde's whatever statement that has come, especially being a seasoned, it had come from some other ordinary campaigner or political person, I think people would not have taken seriously. But Sidde has succeeded in that experiment. But I'm not going to say that 90 or 85 people are going to resign and join him. But the possibility of within the Congress itself, a change of chief ministership is going to bound to happen. That is the one thing. Second thing is, as we have been discussing in the also my whatever insights or information I have got, Congress may at the most get more than 4 or 5 seats. If they don't win Mysore seat, which is definitely where the stakes of for Siddaramaiah are high, and South, what is it, rural Bangalore, where DK Suresh is contesting for DK Shivakumar also stakes are high. If they are defeated, both of them, because the candidates are very strong. There, Mr. Yediyor, the former ruler and scion of the royal family, they have very good image. People still respect it. The choice between politician and a royal person, there definitely in old Mysore that still respect is there. And in rural Bangalore rural, compared to Suresh, Mr. Manjunath is far ahead in terms of the esteem and popularity he holds. I always used to
Okay.
say, and I have said in many debates, that the disqualification for Dr. Manjunath is that he is the son-in-law of Mr. H.D. Devegowda. Other than this, he is a very, very capable candidate, and there are chances
Okay.
of his becoming Union Health Minister if he wins. So, in the context of this, I don't see what Mr. Eknath Shinde has said that's going to happen. But within the Congress itself, definitely the kind of groups that are there, especially Jarkiwale, because he is also an OBC leader, and he knows,
Yeah.
if DK Shivakumar Adalo, he will not have any chance to become chief minister. So therefore, I think within the Congress itself there is a possibility of change of government, not fall of Congress government. And BJP's daydreaming based on Eknath Shinde, I don't think it's going to be a reality as on today, because you never know in politics. It's a very fluid
Okay.
kind of situation.
Yes.
But I would say Shinde's statement should be taken with caution by Congress, and they should worry about taking care of their own dissidents within the party, rather than blaming BJP this or that, or escaping from their whatever performance, or the kind of the mandate they are going to expect also. So it's a
Okay.
very big challenge for both DK Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah. This is how I look at the present scenario.
Okay. Mr. Ramakrishna, you had toured several constituencies for the Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka. Yeah, as you just mentioned, Congress is definitely going to do better in the Lok Sabha polls. If that is the case, the DK Shivakumar, we definitely know that he is eyeing the chief minister post. So that if Congress manages to touch the double digit, that might be seen as a feather in the cap of DK Shivakumar. So in that sense, he might get the more bargaining power to get the CM seat. So how do you see this?
Mahesh, there are lots of ifs and buts in this. You know, the Congress, it is possible that they may get about 8 or even 10 seats. But what happens if the Congress loses Mandya and Bangalore? These are supposed to be strongholds of DK Shivakumar. And these are the two keenly contested seats. And I could see, as Professor Puranik was saying, Manjunath was doing excellently well, and he had a very good backing from the people. And I wouldn't agree with him when he says that being Devagada's son-in-law as a disqualification. It did help. I could see that in the urban areas, Dr. Manjunath definitely gets a lot of votes, but in the rural areas, he needed the support of Mr. Devagowda, and he got it. In fact, I saw Mr. Devagowda and Kumar Swamy touring extensively in the rural parts of Bangalore rural, which and to bring votes to Dr. Manjunath. So, which would definitely help Dr. Manjunath, because don't underestimate Suresh. I mean, Suresh is a long-time warrior. In fact, he's behind most of Shivakumar's victories also. Shivakumar, as we all know, is an 8-time MLA, and Suresh is only now 3 times MP. But even before that, he was the manager for Shivakumar. So it's not going to be easy to defeat Suresh there. And Mandya, I have a feeling that Kumar Swamy will just walk through, because the kind of response that he was getting, in the public meetings, I could make out that there was a spontaneous response for him, and I would be surprised if he loses. But my hunch is he will win by a very good margin there. So if that happens, will Shivakumar go down within the Congress? Can he claim the chief minister's post? So these are all issues, that can be openly discussed, or it will come to the fore only after the results come out. And as we all know, Siddaramaiah is not ready to leave his seat. He has made it amply clear that I am here for 5 years, and he is not only he himself has said, his son repeatedly says, he's there for 5 years. And he also has his cheras who go around saying that Siddaramaiah will be there for 5 years. So all these are issues which I think will come into the open only after the results. So let us say Congress gets more than 10 seats, let's say 12 or 13, then the situation will be different. But if they're down to, let's say, 4 or 5, then the trouble will start.
That's an interesting observation from Ramakrishna there. Professor Purani, do you agree with Mr. Ramakrishna? It is plus and minus there. It depends on how many seats the Congress is going to get in the Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka.
See, I am not a cephalogist, but I have felt the pulse of the people around that. Not like Mr. Ramakrishna, who has toured the different parts, but I do get information from my own contacts, etc. And I think it will be very difficult for Congress to reach the number 10. That itself will be a big kind of achievement for Congress. My very conservative estimate is that it will not go beyond 4. So that's why I said Chamarajanagar, and Jarkiwadi's Chikodi, that is his daughter, is contesting. And then, if possible, Chamarajanagar, apart from Chamarajanagar, the other seat that is there, Bangalore North, where Shobha Karandlaje's whatever the kind of popularity is coming down. And Mr. Rajiv Gowda is doing very well, in terms of not only being a Vakaliga, but also a very, eligible or capable kind of parliamentarian that constituency is going to get it all that. So, in the overall context, the 4th seat is very difficult, but I would say the 4th seat would be Davangere. Beyond this, I don't think Congress has got any scope. And as Mr. Ramakrishna mentioned, the margin in 19th Lok Sabha seats, if it is not come down, or that number will not come down, because Modi factor is there. Now in the Lok Sabha election, Modi factor works more than what it did not, or what it worked in 2023 Lok Sabha election. So I think Karnataka voters being very enlightened, and also they know who matters what, and where they have to definitely make their decision. I think this kind of thing, I don't think Congress will go beyond 4. As on today, according to my own estimate. If Davangere is there, then again it's a question of same family, dynastic kind of whatever the appeal that is there or the position that is there. Shamno Shishakrapa is a very capable person, a very strong leader. But all Lingaites will not vote for him because BJP is Siddheshwara. And also he is capable source-wise also. So I think that's a very keenly contested. But still, Prabha Mallikarjun has an edge over that. So that will be the fourth state. I'm being very conservative and brutally realistic. So therefore, my assessment is the Congress will not go for that one. So if Jarkiwadi daughter wins, definitely will be a contender, as Mr. Ramakrishna has mentioned about the kind of disabilities that DK Shivakumar is going to face in the face of his brother's defeat. And Siddaramaiah is going to face is the whatever the defeat Congress will face in Mysore constituency, because there the prince is there. So all these things definitely Siddaramaiah is not going to be comfortable even after victory. But I don't think they will go beyond 4. That's my very considered and a very, very responsible kind of assessment.
Okay. Mr. Ramakrishna, I would like to press.
Go back to Nath Operation. So we started with this Nath Operation. So what is Nath Operation? So in this context, Nath Operation should be someone from Congress breaking away and then forming an alliance or getting the people from JDS and BJP to form a government, right? So the Nath has to come from Congress. So who will that be? Yeah,
So Mr. Ramakrishna, I'll just come to a point here. According to BJP leaders themselves, like Baswangada Patil, Yatnal Vijaypur MLA, and Ramesh Jarkiwadi, they themselves have claimed that there is a possibility that DK Shivakumar himself might come out of the Congress and join BJP. Some of the reasons they have given is the raids that used to be take place just before the elections have come down, almost null this time, and the cases that are going on in the High Court and in other cases are coming in favor of the DK Shivakumar. So, do you think is there a possibility that Shivakumar might join BJP, or even think of it if he doesn't get the post that he has been demanding, like the Chief Minister of Karnataka?
You see, for that, it's like you need two hands to clap. Does BJP want him? So that's a question. If Shivakumar may want to, leave, because if BJP is ready to offer him Chief Minister's post, I know he might come out with this. But then I don't think BJP is interested in him. So, with so many corruption cases against him, and they have campaigned against him, and how can BJP accept somebody like Shivakumar? And then at the all India level, you project this, we're fighting the corruption, we are fighting the Parivarwad and all that. I don't think it will gel with the BJP's ideology, number one. Number two, I think, the Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah and others, once these elections are over, they will be tied up with, about the third term. How do we go about that? You see, they have bigger responsibility than looking at what happens in Karnataka. I don't think for the first 1 or 2 years they will be bothered about what happens in Karnataka, because they have bigger challenges at the national level. And Modi has big visions for third term. He has just briefly spoken about how it's going to be totally different from what he has achieved in first and second term. There is a census coming up. There is a women's reservation. There are so many issues. The Security Council issue, which India is really pushing. And so many national and international issues which the Modi government will be interested in. I don't think bargaining for another government in Karnataka will be a priority for BJP.
Point taken then. Mr. Puranik, how do you see this? you have mentioned earlier that there are 4 to 5 factions within the government. So,
Yeah.
which faction, if possible, if there is any possibility, will be joining the BJP?
I think Jarkiwadi faction is going to be very strong because in the North Karnataka, the kind of clout or whatever the kind of contacts they have, I think they are in a better position to manipulate than Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. The second factor, Mahesh, is that both are from South Karnataka, Siddaramaiah and DKS. Don't forget that North
Yeah.
Karnataka leadership, there is a vacuum, big vacuum, and there is a big challenge for Congress also. So Congress has to balance this kind of whatever the kind of partiality or discrimination that is there. So that's why you see his statement yesterday about commenting on Nath's operation or whatever possibility, which I also rule out like Mr. Krishna. But the point is, he has mentioned there are serious problems, and we are going to settle it. And these things are bound to happen like that. But I don't think DK Shivakumar will be accepted by BJP in total. But one statement, very loaded statement, Prime Minister made in case of in the context of his interview with Times of India. He mentioned that you are taking all corrupt fellows from opposition and making them saints in BJP. You know what Prime Minister said? If the people have realized that they were in wrong party, and if they are ready to follow the principles or policies or ideology of BJP, we don't mind taking them. So even if hypothetically speaking, a very big speculation, DK Shivakumar tries to join BJP, I don't think BJP will deny that kind of invitation for him. So that is there. But I agree with Mr. Ramkrishna that because of the kind of solid image of DK Shivakumar and the kind of cases that he is facing, I don't think the BJP government will accept him as on today. But if he brings big number, as against Jarkiwade and Siddaramaiah and OBC kind of combination, being a Wakaliga, and if he is assured of chief ministership, anything can happen. Yeah, who were expected about Shinde doing that operation and going with BJP again with the split in Shiv Sena. So I think ideology and ethics and morality, even BJP also has diluted to the extent of accepting most of the corrupt leaders who are charges were there, but now nobody knows what happened to those charges. So looking from that angle, anything is possible. But DK Shivakumar is going to definitely, insist on his become chief minister, come what may. Whether it is within Congress or without Congress, I think he is a very strong contender. And his political ambitions are not only raw, but also he is capable of mustering resources for that. The third thing is, High Command is behind DK Shivakumar. He is the treasurer or who supplies money to all the whatever elections that Congress is facing in the context of its present financial crisis. So therefore, I don't think DK Shivakumar will desert Gandhi family or dynasty because they are the strongest supporters as against Siddaramaiah, Jarkiwadi groups that are there in Karnataka. This is how I look at it.
Mr. Ramakrishna, one question I would like to ask you here. Will DK Shivakumar have that kind of patience and wait for his turn to become the chief minister? Or will he continue to put pressure on the Congress High Command? And will Congress High Command agree to his demand? Because of course there is a possibility that if by any chance Siddaramaiah is removed unceremoniously, it might repeat what happened in 1989 in the case of Virendra Patil, facing the backlash from the Lingayat community. How do you see this?
Well, Mahesh, I think probably DK Shivakumar would have upped the ante as far as CM's post is concerned. But in the meantime, this Prajwal Revanna sex scandal has muddled the situation. I feel that there is totally different dimensions to the whole thing, and until it is resolved in some form or the other, it will be difficult for the issue to be settled within the Congress. Now, what has happened after this whole thing came out is Shivakumar's name has also come to the fore as someone who has been behind this drama. I mean, there are people who are saying that he knew about what was happening in the Gowda family for a long time. And in fact, my own sources told me that he saw these videos sometime in December. But within his group, there was no agreement as to when to use this because they were not sure whether if they use it politically, I know it might even go against them. It might boomerang. So that's the reason why they waited till the first round of elections were over in the Kaliga belt, and then they released it. When it was appropriate for them. But see, look at the way it has been progressing. One can make out that the SIT is not independent. The SIT is not independent. And if Revan, what are the charges against Revana to put him in custody for 11 days? That there was a complaint. Then there was a complaint of kidnapping. Did the police investigate into that complaint before arresting him? The moment they got the complaint, they put him in custody. So, do you think it would have happened if there was an independent investigation? I think independent investigators would have gone into the complaint that has been given and then find out the circumstances, what could have happened. But then I find that they are taking instructions from Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar, and that is not the way an investigation should go on. So we need to see how it will play out once Prajwal Revana comes. We don't know when he's going to come. Probably next week or week after that or whatever, and what turns it will take, and what things that they're going to attribute to Kumaraswamy in this. See, they're trying to bring in Kumaraswamy also, saying that there is a problem within the family and he's behind it. Of course, Kumaraswamy is fighting really hard, saying that how Shivakumar is behind all thing. So this the conflict within the Gowda family and then among the Okaligas has to be sorted out for anything else to the right picture to appear on the political scene.
Mr. Puranik, how do you see? Will DK Shivakumar have patience to wait for his turn, or will he keep pressurizing the high command to give him the plum post?
Having known Shivakumar, he is a student of our department, MA Political Science. He passed out after my retirement, not when I was there. That's okay. That's a separate matter. But he's a very, big, crafty manipulator who knows, how to seize power. That's how he was able to get support for Congress in the election. But within the Gowda, I agree with Ramakrishna that when he says that Shivakumar's image is now being very low in terms of SIT and the manipulation. But the blame goes to both Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar. Definitely, Siddaramaiah will say, it is not my decision. He is chief minister. Directly, they report to him and Parameshwara. In no way I am connected with that. Just because I am Okaliga, in order to satisfy some kind of whatever criticism against SIT, they are putting the blame on me. So Shivakumar is a very big past master in such things also. So therefore, the blame for this kind of SIT being used to settle scores with Mr. H.D. Kumaraswamy and Devagowda family, I think people know that it is joint responsibility of Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. So I don't think DK Shivakumar will. But his claim for leadership of Okaligas, I don't think any day people of Okaliga community will prefer him, because they will always consider him as a very powerful contender. But I don't think he has that broad acceptability, because larger than life image of Mr. Devagowda, former Prime Minister of India. How many people from India can become Karnataka can become Prime Minister? So therefore, that pride is there. Okaligas are known for their pride and rigid community identity. So therefore, I think it's going to be difficult for Shivakumar, but he will not give up his claim. Definitely, Jarkiwali and Shivakumar, I think even Siddaramaiah may support Jarkiwali, not Shivakumar. So that kind of thing is there. Definitely, Shivakumar is a big contender. I don't think anybody can disagree with that.
Okay, Mr. Ramakrishna, your final thoughts on this whole episode of Nath Operation. So, will there be any sudden changes, or it might take some time, or the Congress government is safe as according to you? How do you see?
I don't think it will happen immediately, because see, this is just a trailer which has been let loose. So it will take time for it to crystallize. We need to see how it goes. First of all, the results have to come out, and we have to see how it goes. Especially the performance of the Congress candidates, how many seats they'll be able to win in this election from Karnataka. And then the dramatis personae, we need to find out who is going to align with whom, who is going to do this operation. You see, at least in 2020-21, we had Mr. Yediyurappa as a powerful leader who could influence this MLAs and bring them to BJP. Who is there now? Of course, Yediyurappa is now too old to do all these exercises. And I don't think Vijayendra is capable of doing that kind of operation. So, all these things are there, and BJP as such, especially the central leadership, will not be interested in this kind of operation as of now. Maybe it will take about a year and a half, 25, 26. So, if the situation so demands that they may intervene, because the internal, fight within the Congress is bound to surface, and once that happens, they will wait and watch because they have nothing to lose. So they'll wait and watch, and if the situation within the Congress develops in such a way that a Shinde kind of a person, emerges from the Congress, they will not be averse to utilizing that opportunity.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for joining us on this discussion. So that's the word. As of now, the two gentlemen here, like who are following Karnataka politics from several decades, are saying currently, as of now, Congress government is safe and there might not be any kind of North operation. Thank you very much for joining us on this discussion.